One time, Johnny was hitting me, and he was hitting me hard and repeatedly, and I was screaming.
Recently, a major development occurred in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. Mainly in that due to the global pandemic and the backup of trials in the court. Their main case against one another was delayed until April of 2022. Yeah, for real. We're gonna have to wait over a year to hear any true developments on this case, which means there's gonna be a lot of stagnation across many elements of the trial and its fallout. It makes you wonder how we got to this point with them and how it got so bad. Turns out the clues may have been there the whole time. Allow us to show you 6 times Johnny Depp tried to warn us. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 6. The divorce to let him be with Amber. So what was the first warning sign for Amber and Johnny's doomed relationship? Was it overt? Was it subtle? There are many ways you can answer that depending on where you stand. But to many, the first to some might just be the literal beginning of it all. By that we mean how Johnny and Amber fell for one another. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard met on the set of the movie The Room Diary. At the time, both of them were in other relationships, with Johnny being with his wife, Vanessa Paradis. However, after meeting Heard, the two apparently fell for one another. And as you can guess, they wanted to go and be with one another as soon as possible. To prove this, they left their previous partners to go and be together. To be fair, this kind of thing has happened before, especially in Hollywood. We all know about the situation between Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston, and Angelina Jolie, or even Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert. But that's the twist that none of these couples saw coming. While it may seem like a good idea at the time, none of them turned out the way they thought, especially with Depp and Heard. Just as sad, Johnny was willing to leave Paradis after 25 years and a couple of kids to go and be with Heard. If you ask the two, it was a mutual parting and all that, but you have to question that. That being said, Paradis was more than happy to speak about Johnny's true nature and say that Heard was lying. I have known Johnny Depp for more than 25 years. Through all those years, I've known Johnny to be kind, attentive, generous, and a non-violent person and father. Paris also acknowledged her awareness of the allegations which Amber Heard had publicly accused Johnny of more than 4 years now, but insists that those accusations were inconsistent with the true Johnny I have known. That is all the proof you need that he should have never left his wife. And you can bet that things wouldn't have gone downhill for him as if they did if they stayed with Paradis and not gone with Heard. That's just a fact.
Down the river, what do you think I see? I see a band of angels and they're coming after me. Ain't no great.
5. The customs incident. The filming of the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie was a very key moment in Johnny's life for all the wrong reasons. But one thing after another happened on set and off of it that painted Johnny as a man losing his marbles, when it honestly should have been more about how Amber Heard was using him. Such as when Amber Heard illegally brought her dogs into the country of Australia, where filming was being done and Johnny had to help her do it. This was a serious customs foul that led to courts, fines, and more. There were even rumors of jail time happening at one point. But how is this a warning sign of the abuse? Think about it like this. Why would Johnny Depp go along with this act? He likely knew that it was illegal, not to mention it was something that could have been taken care of, in regards to looking after the dogs by a close friend or attendant to the house. But instead, Amber forced Johnny to help her with it, and they got in trouble as a result, showing that she very much had control over him, and that he wasn't going to try and deny her anything.
I'm frightened and I don't know what to do. I'm confused and I want to go home.
4. I want to go home. In 2016, before Johnny and Amber's saga of divorce and abuse violence came around, Depp was at the London premiere of Alice Through the Looking Glass. At the London premiere, he was asked if he had any messages for his fans. And here's what he said word for word. "I'm scared to death, I'm frightened, and I don't know what to do. I'm confused and I want to go home." Given the perception of Depp at the time, many noted that this was a classic Johnny Depp moment, where he did something unexpected to shake things up. Even Johnny laughed at the end of the odd statement. But if you look at him when he's saying those lines and doing that laugh, there's no true humor in that man at that point in time. He's forcing it out. What's more, this was at a movie premiere that was before his divorce was about to start. So this would have been one of the lower points in his life. So he had been abused by Heard a lot by this point in time. so his mental state would have been of confusion and not knowing what to do in order to truly be safe and happy again. Even the "I want to go home" line is a telltale warning because he's meaning home in the sense of security and wanting to be safe once again. Now there are various and obvious reasons why no one picked up on this signal, and that makes it all the more tragic that we're looking upon this now and just now realizing it was a clear call for help, yet no one answered.
All the bone in here was completely shattered. I mean, it looked like Vesuvius. And then I got infections. I ended up with MRSA twice. So.
3. The finger incident. There are many key moments of the abusive relationship between Johnny and Amber that can be proven in various ways, including the infamous fight that left Johnny Depp with a finger that was almost fully severed in part. Johnny once described the time where Amber threw a couple of bottles at him. He goes into detail on what happened and how his finger was injured due to it. He seemed to remember it in very good detail. When questioned about his bandages later by Dakota Johnson, Johnny Depp answered vaguely. He avoided the question with a joke, but it seems to have tipped off his friend. His friend gives him a look that says she knows more than he lets on, but leaves it alone. Fans know that after the line of questioning, Johnny Depp was very much shaking, and the fact that Johnson left it alone after a knowing look seems to indicate that various other people knew that there was some abuse going on, and yet weren't going to help Depp in ways that truly mattered.
Because you start physical fights?
Such a baby!
Because
Grow
you,
the fuck up,
because you
Johnny.
start physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had to get the fuck out.
2. Audio tapes. And now, to the court case. In its beginning, many people sided with Amber Heard because it wasn't clear who was telling the truth and who was lying. Heard was the one claiming to be abused, and so people started to side with her, to which Johnny fired back with some evidence that proved it was the other way around. Mainly, an audio tape release that had the following. Amber, I'm sorry that I did it. Hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched. I don't know the motion of the actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you. Depp, I left last night. Honestly, I swear to you, because I just couldn't take the idea of more physicality, more physical abuse on each other. Because had we continued, it would have gotten effing bad. And baby, I told you this once. I'm scared to death we are an effing crime scene right now. Amber, I can't promise you I won't get physical again. God, I effing sometimes get so mad I lose it. Notice how he said the line, I'm scared to death? That's very similar to the London interview we cited earlier, further showing that his fear had been in him for a long time, and he just didn't want to show it out loud. But why would he feel that way?
I fucking was hitting you.
You can't.
I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
1. History of abuse. So why didn't Johnny try and stop this before it was too late, in an eternal limbo like we're in now? Because he cares, even if the one he's with doesn't care for him back. His mother, for example, was incredibly cruel to him, and yet he loved her until the day she died. He likely thought if he could endure what Amber was doing to him, things would get better. Johnny really did love Amber Heard. That much is very well known. It was Amber who didn't feel the same way, and used him in various ways and means. It's tragic to look at now, especially given how things continue to go in the court case, which again showed no signs of stopping anytime soon. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the relationship between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and how things fully broke down? Can you believe that there were so many signs from Johnny that things weren't as good as they should have been? Are you shocked that more people didn't try and help him at the time? When do you think this series of events will end? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.